Hey, and welcome back to your third video entitled The Kiss Technique. In just a minute, I'm going to show you the well-guarded technique that will reveal a step-by-step process and a way to get any woman to kiss you. And if you want to walk up to a girl tonight and magically have the power to flip her sort of kiss me switch, even though you've just met her, then you'll know exactly what to say to get her to snap into daydreaming about kissing you. You'll know the subtle signal that reveals with 100% certainty that it's working. And you'll use a proven method that I only teach my one-on-one clients that will get her to lean in for the kiss first instead of having to risk it all yourself. But first, as promised, you're going to learn the final two biggest mistakes that men make that ruin their chances with women. And as you probably remember, the first five on the list of the biggest mistakes that guys make with women are being needy, giving too much positive body language, not touching enough, buying time or attention, and creating an imaginary relationship. Now it's time to move on to the sixth mistake, and it's called being too cool for school. As guys, we make many massive assumptions about women. One of them is the assumption that we can hide what we're really feeling from them. But women are like human inauthenticity detectors. By that I mean they can basically smell your bullshit from a mile away. Acting too cool for school means you're acting like you're a confident guy, but women can tell that you're faking it. The real question, I think, is how can they tell? Well, it's pretty simple, really. I'm going to give you a pro tip here real quick to help you figure this out. What we see when we come across another guy who is a badass with women is a guy standing there being surrounded by women, right? That makes sense. So what do we think? We think, well, in order to be a badass with women, I have to be surrounded by them already. But the problem is that he didn't get those women to surround him by standing there, of course. I mean, he did some stuff. He did some behind-the-scenes work to sort of pique their interest that you didn't see. So naturally, we think, well, I'll just stand there and look cool, and every girl will want to come up and talk to me. But yeah, that doesn't really work very well. Instead, you end up looking like you're full of yourself, and women love to reject a guy who's full of himself. Nothing gives them any greater pleasure. So you'll have to know the right way to interact with women that will actually make them want you so badly that they compete with each other over you. And if you don't know that simple secret way to come across like a badass with women without hitting all of their your faker triggers, that's exactly what will happen. Women will actually compete with each other for your attention. I'll talk a little bit more about how to do that in a bit, but next is the sort of final of the biggest mistakes and the biggest mistake that men make that totally obliterates attraction and turns all women off immediately, and that is getting boring and stale. So let me explain this one because it's kind of vague. Now, women know they have options, and they're constantly looking for the best option for them. I mean, the problem is that most guys get into sort of a comfortable place where they feel like they have sort of enough options, which basically means two options. And then they stop improving and they stop learning how to be a badass with women. So naturally, another guy who is improving faster and is more driven shows up. And all of a sudden, she leaves the lazy guy for the new guy because women are like talent scouts. They are constantly gauging how fast you are growing and how confident you are. And the more confident you are, the more attractive you are to women. So you have to make it sort of part of your life. It needs to be part of your identity. That you discover the secrets that lead to true confidence, and you constantly have new women chasing you. You have to be desired by women. And for most guys, that takes almost a lifetime and a ton of money in personal coaching and trial and error. But a select few guys find out how to sort of hack the attraction system, and they learn in just a few short minutes what it takes other guys years to grasp. Because women are not attracted to the things that 99% of guys think they are. You can take me, for example. I'm short, I weigh 130 pounds when I'm soaking wet, I'm flat broke, and I completely suck at sports. But when it comes to attracting women, I am a complete badass, and here's why. I learned exactly what to say and do that subconsciously turns women on, and it bypasses their logical brains and speaks directly to their emotions. And I did it all without being tall, muscular, rich, or good at sports. Does that sound impossible? Well, let me prove it to you. I mean, this is me actually here on the Today Show. This is a great show, a great time me being on the show. They interviewed me there because I had landed a show on Sirius XM Radio. It was the first show ever devoted to teaching guys how to be better with women, how to be the badass that gets the girl. And this is me on that Sirius XM radio show. I had that for a couple of years, and I was the host, interviewed a lot of really amazing people on there. This is me on my current TV piece. This piece here actually went on to become the #1 rated show on current TV for a long time. It was like maybe a year, month after month, it was the #1 rated, which was pretty exciting. I didn't really expect that to happen, but definitely was a bonus. And I've done tons and tons of other interviews and media and appearances as well. But why do so many people want to talk to me? Well, the reason why is because I learned a system to attracting beautiful women. And if I follow a few simple, easy rules, I could get just about any woman to be undeniably drawn toward me, to naturally want to kiss me, or to bypass her logical barriers and speak directly to her emotional brain, which is possible. And nobody was interested in talking to this guy. I was a complete loser with women. I mean, I was terrible. Women would actually hang out with me for a little while because they felt bad for me. I didn't know this at the time. And then they would leave me for some guy who was being a dickhead, like a jock, later on that night and go home with him. It was terrible for me then. But the only difference between this guy, the guy who was absolutely horrible with women, and this guy, the guy that women actually approach in bars, is that, well, I've obviously lost some hair since then, and also that this guy knows a few embarrassingly simple truths about what turns women on. Now, if you're afraid of being turned down, if you're afraid of ruining the friendship by trying to take things physical, or coming across like a pathetic puppy dog and missing your chance to be anything more than just friends with her, then the KISS technique will put those problems behind you. And you'll learn how to avoid one embarrassingly basic mistake that all of the other guys make with her, a 1, 2, 3 process to getting her to look at you and smile before you ever say a word. And you'll know the hidden psychology supported process that every woman goes through when she's attracted to a man, and how to take her down that path with you naturally and without saying something that will make you look like a jackass. But I should warn you, this information is not for everyone. If you're interested in manipulating women, if you want to memorize some scripts and fake your personality, if you never plan on putting the techniques I teach you to actual use, or if you just want to be average and you're not interested in mastering, as in being better than everyone you know at the art of attracting very beautiful women, then don't continue to watch this video. I want to make sure that this information only falls in the hands of guys who want to be badass with women. But I guess really the question is, what is a badass? Well, you can imagine this. Imagine you walk up to a crowded bar with a line down the street to get in. You walk right past the line, and the bouncer looks up and sees you and says, "Hey man, come right in." So you walk in and you hear the dudes in line complaining about you getting in before then as you walk by. So as soon as you walk in the door, the cocktail waitresses all run up to you and say hello. They beg you to sit in their section and drink, and of course you're not going to disappoint them. So on your way to sit down, the DJ smiles and gives you a high five, and the done-up, sexy bartender chicks are all waving, and every single woman in the club is now staring at you and thinking, who is that guy? Now, believe it or not, this does not happen by chance. Badasses are treated this way because they've discovered just a few embarrassingly simple secrets about attracting women that make all women want them and all men want to be them. But being a badass with women isn't something that you're born with. Contrary to popular belief, being a badass with women is a learned skill. And I learned it, and you're going to learn it too. And there are many secret techniques to get women to turn their heads and flirt with you. And I'll teach you one of them now. It's called the KISS technique. It's a powerful, simple technique that will give you an instant boost in success with women, and you'll have your friends sort of begging you to teach them too. Over the years, I've seen pretty much every kind of problem that a guy can have with women. But there's one problem that every single guy I know has a problem with, and that is going in for the kiss. Now imagine you're on a date with a kind of beautiful woman that you don't get the opportunity to spend time with as much as you really like to. Everything seems to be going great. I mean, she's laughing at your jokes, she's smiling, she seems impressed by everything you do, and this is perfect. And then it happens. There's a pause in the conversation, you feel a sort of ominous cloud hanging over the two of you, she stops talking, and you know if you don't go in for the kiss now, it's going to be too late and she'll change her mind about you. So you take a deep breath, tell yourself, go for it, it's now or never, and you lean in to kiss her. And then she turns away. What? I mean, what did you do wrong? How could you not feel completely and utterly rejected? She seemed almost hurt that you even tried to kiss her. Doesn't she like you? Wasn't she getting along with you? Are you even her type of guy? The answer to all these questions are yes, yes, and yes. So then what was it? What happened? What went wrong here? Well, it took me a long time to figure this out, and the reality, the fact that you even have this problem in the first place shows me that you're more advanced than the average guy. It's what I call a high-quality problem. But either way, the question still remains, how do I fix it? Well, this might not seem like that big of a deal to you in the grand scheme of things and sort of the big picture, but it can have a really seriously detrimental effect to your long-term love life. Now, imagine you meet your future wife and you don't know how to attract her. You don't know how to go in and make things physical, and basically it changes the course of the rest of your life. I mean, this can be a really serious thing. So you are going to have to kiss the woman of your dreams in the future at some point, and so you need to know this. So I'm going to go ahead and teach you right now the kiss technique and how to keep this from ever happening to you ever again. Well, the first thing you have to do is you have to know exactly when it's actually time to go in for the kiss. Now, the way to tell this is like whenever you're talking, you're having a good conversation, you know, maybe sitting down or you're standing up at the bar or something, and you're leaning in toward her. Try this. Whenever you're both leaning in toward each other, try leaning back once and see if she leans back too. If you lean back and she's still leaning forward, that means it's time for you to go in for the kiss. So if she's instead, if you lean back and she leans back, that means she's not interested enough, and you have to keep building the attraction. So once you get to the point where you lean back for a couple seconds and she doesn't lean back, she keeps leaning forward, then you're going to go to the next stage. And the next stage is to do what's called triangulating. Triangulating is where you look at one of her eyes, say her left eye, then her right eye, and then her mouth. And then you go her right eye, her left eye, her right eye, her mouth, her right eye, her left eye, her mouth, her left eye, her right eye, her mouth, over and over again. And what you're doing is you're creating this upside down triangle, looking at each of her eyes back and forth and then down at her mouth. You're going to do this slowly, and you maybe look at one eye and then count to 1 or 2 and then move on to the next one. And you're going to keep on cycling through this process maybe 4 times. And now what you're looking for here is you're looking to keep doing it every once in a while until she starts doing it back to you. When you see her start to look at your mouth when you're talking, then it's time for you to go on to the next stage. And here's where the magic happens. I want you to repeat exactly what I tell you to say here, and guarantee it'll work 99% of the time. I've had great success with this one. So whenever you see her triangulating back to you, I want you to say, it's okay. And she's going to say, well, what's okay? What do you mean? And you say, you can kiss me. I want to kiss you too. And at this point, you might have a lot of things rolling through your head right now, like you could be rejected, or it's kind of a scary thing to say. But at this point, I promise you that the chances of you getting a kiss have just skyrocketed. So at that point, you lean in very slowly and you get the kiss. Alright, so you'll use this technique and you'll get the kiss, but then what? I mean, if you don't know exactly what to do next to keep escalating her attraction for you, she'll get bored, she'll see some other guy that knows what he's doing and go hook up with him instead. And seriously, that's what she'll do. And if you want to keep the attraction going, and if you want her to choose you over all of the rest of the guys she's met, and if you want to get the art of attracting women down like a science, you'll have to know exactly how to touch her. You'll have to know this secret psychologically backed system behind getting a woman to be attracted to you. And you'll need to know how to use body language to show her you're used to attracting gorgeous women just like her. And if you know how to do all of these things, you'll be the one that ends up hanging out with her later. This is not a theory. This has been tested and proven to work. I have learned, extensively tested, and refined all these different sort of shortcuts to attraction mastery, and I put every single one of them into the Tao of Badass. It's the first system that teaches everything you need to know, not just be good at or okay with women, but to completely master the art of attracting gorgeous women. Even if you're not tall, rich, muscular, or good at sports, and especially if you've already tried some other way to get her attention and it failed. And just to give you a hint here, you were speaking to her logical brain and hitting all of her logical barriers accidentally. And because the Tao of Badass is the first system that teaches from start to finish exactly how to attract, build trust and connection with, and physically turn on women to the level of complete mastery, it's become the must-have for any guy who's serious about becoming the badass that gets the girl. And the best part is that it's simple, it's natural, and it's just step by step. Once you know all the secret responses that about 95% of men will never know. The Tao of Badass works for guys who want to know how to avoid one little thing that, if not done at the perfect time, will catapult you in the friend zone and completely vaporize any chance you have of being more than just friends with her. Guys who want to see the 10 undeniable ways you can know for sure that a woman is attracted to you regardless of what she says. It's for older guys who want to attract younger women with one little tweak that will naturally show them that you are the confident and powerful man they've been secretly looking for. Guys who want to see the 3 different rapport types and choose the right one that will automatically get her opening up and being real. Guys who are sort of done being Mr. Nice Guy and want to know why attempts to show women that they're the sensitive guy are absolutely killing their chances with them. Guys who want to know the one thing about the way you sit that will instantly turn every woman off, and actually exactly how not to ever do that again. It's for guys who are looking to know one little tweak in the way that they walk that will turn the heads of every woman you walk by and instantly double the amount of women you have in your life. It's for any guy who wants to know how to trick themselves into having the world's most rock-solid belief that they are hot. Having this belief will catapult you at rock star levels of success with women if you know how to do it. It's for guys who want to know the 5 mind hacks and how to use them to hack your brain to make women uncontrollably wanting you. It's for older men, especially over the age of 35, who want to know the secret difference between positive and negative body language and dominant and submissive body language, and how confusing them even once will cause you to be rejected immediately by younger and sort of sexy and vibrant women. It's for guys who are still recovering from a brutal breakup and want to recognize beforehand if you're about to do something sort of uncalibrated and creepy, and what you can do to erase that from your natural behavior and sort of get back in the game. It's for guys who want to avoid the 10 biggest and most common show-stopping mistakes that will cause a woman to turn cold to you, even if you do only one of them once. It's for average non-alpha male guys like me who want to say the one sentence that will turn all the loud sort of douchebags in a bar into your own personal bodyguards instead of having to compete with them for women. And it's full of everything I've taught to thousands of students in the field that made attraction sort of all click once they saw it working. Of course, you still need to know exactly how to recognize her other secret attraction triggers so that you can flip those as well. And in a bit, I'm going to go over and show you the foolproof way to hit 3 of these switches every single time. So stick around for that, definitely. The first time everything really clicked for me and took me from being this sort of lovable loser and gave me the ability to know women better than they know themselves was knowing how to quote-unquote see the matrix and know what to do next with a woman in real time while the interaction was still happening. And it's the absolute most well-guarded secret to bypassing her logical brain and making her feel sexually attracted toward you. So if you're running blindly to sort of pick up or meet women before you know how to bypass her logical brain, then stop. And don't manipulate her with secret attraction techniques. Stop and use a simple, tested, and psychologically proven step-by-step system that makes women think you've always been this kind of guy who gets any woman that he wants. I've taught attraction psychology for over 6 years, and I've seen it happen to completely normal guys with my own 2 eyes. Now let me teach you simple secret number 1. Settling for a mediocre woman will destroy your chances with the really hot ones. Let me tell you why. Hot women only date men who only date hot women. There are certain signals that guys who are great with women give off that subconsciously show that they only date smoking women. I found a great way to project this same signal to a woman that you have the same quality and you only date beautiful women just like her. Here's simple secret number 2. Women cheat on men who don't know them better than they know themselves. Women are always looking for the best option for them, even if you're dating them already. There's a simple technique that you can use that, when done at the right time, will obliterate any desire she has for any other men for good. Simple secret number 3 is knowing what to say in the beginning is useless if you don't know how to keep the attraction going. Women lose interest in a guy even if you make just one mistake with her. And knowing how to avoid all of those mistakes is the only way to the 10, the super hot girl that will actually boost your confidence when other guys see you with her. Women are literally searching for just one reason not to sleep with you, to not hook up with you, and not date you. And if you don't know how to avoid all of those reasons for her not to sleep with you, not to hook up with you, you'll hear those stinging words of rejection over and over again. And I'm going to show you what to say to her. I'm going to show you how to send subconscious attraction signals through your body language, and I'll show you how to tell 100% for sure when she wants to be connected with, touched, or seduced. So here's what the experts say about this. Christian Hudson, owner of The Social Man, says that you can expect way more confidence, self-awareness, and of course, much better results from using my system. Warren Zide, the producer of American Pie, says that I know more about attracting women than anyone he's ever known. Paul Janka, who's the author of Beyond the Digits, says that I can teach a man how to enter a woman's most personal, most private, and most intimate space using my techniques. And Calla Chanel, ad director for Axe Body Spray, actually says that I understand women more than they understand themselves. I've taught thousands of men and have plowed through a frenzy of over 100 books on psychology of attraction, the art of rapport, using neurolinguistic programming for seduction, etiquette, body language, style, eye contact mastery, public speaking, the science of leadership, and hundreds of other books, video training, and even some world-recognized and distinguished mentors such as Wyatt Woodsmall, who's the guy who taught Tony Robbins, and Howard Tangler, who's a first-generation Dale Carnegie instructor, so he's old. And you know what? It was all worth it. After over $30,000 in coaching programs, mentorships, books, and online training programs, and years of study, I took all those things that I learned and that actually worked, and I built what I can say is honestly the most effective and efficient system to attract and keep gorgeous women that has ever existed. And the Tao of Badass has been used to take guys from unsuccessful and overlooked by a beautiful woman they see to putting those same perfect 10s into their arms, perky and purring only for them. There's no room for fluff and BS theory in the Tao of Badass. It's just filled with what actually works. On page 48, you're going to learn how not doing one little thing at the perfect time will catapult you into the friend zone and completely vaporize any chance you have of being anything more than friends, and exactly how to avoid that and not let that happen. On page 14, you'll learn the real reason that women are attracted to wealthy men and how you can sort of mimic that secret quality to make them want you instead, even if you're just a normal dude like me. On page 114, you'll learn the 10 undeniable ways that you can know for sure that a woman is attracted to you regardless of what she says. On page 129, you'll learn how to see the 3 different rapport types and choose the right one that will automatically have her thinking that this guy is different. On page 109, you'll learn the one thing about the way you sit that will instantly turn every woman off, and exactly how to make sure that you never do that thing. Page 25 will show you what confidence really is, and just to give you a hint, it's not what sort of the dating gurus are telling you, and what you can do to actually get more of it. On page 27, you'll learn the one thing that commands and controls your emotions, and how you can influence and control that yourself to keep your emotions in check and keep from being nervous. On page 106, you'll learn one little tweak in the way that you walk that will instantly turn the heads of every woman you walk by and will instantly double the amount of women that you have in your life. Page 31, you'll learn the 5 mind hacks and how to use them to hack your brain to make women uncontrollably wanting you. I know it sounds crazy, but it's brilliant and it works. Page 104, you're going to learn the secret difference between positive and dominant body language and how confusing those two things, even once, will cause you to get rejected immediately. Page 35, you're going to learn a simple trick to keep a woman from ever cheating on you and how to keep her by your side forever. On page 41, you're going to learn the one sentence that you can say that will turn all the loud douchebags in a bar into your own personal bodyguards instead of having to sort of compete with them for women. On page 45, you're going to learn the thing that 99% of guys do to take away a woman's sort of plausible deniability, and with it, any sort of chance whatsoever of any intimacy with her, and how to make sure that you never do that thing. Page 72, you're going to learn how to tell if a woman is breaking state, so to speak, during seduction, and how to handle it so it doesn't all fall apart right in front of your eyes, which happens a lot. On page 51, you're going to learn a simple change in your flirting that will automatically bypass her logical brain and speak directly to her emotions to make her feel attracted to you, because you can't convince a woman to be attracted to you. You have to make her feel that way. A lot of guys get that wrong, and it's a really amazing psychological concept to learn. On page 99, you're going to learn how to read a woman's eye movements to tell whether she is lying, whether or not she's telling the truth. She's a visual thinker, naturally creative, and even if she's emotional about something and she doesn't want you to know about it. On page 57, you're going to learn the 3 little words that when said by a woman actually makes her more attracted to you, and how to make her feel naturally compelled to say those 3 words. On page 120, you're going to learn the 9 easy steps to show you exactly how to create a deep emotional connection that is so real and natural that you feel it too. On page 63, you're going to learn what to ask a woman you've just met to get her to spill her guts to you and sort of open up like a book. On page 66, you're going to learn the 4 simple but hidden factors that you can balance to make a woman sort of want to stay by your side forever, and how to balance them perfectly every single time. Page 78, you're going to learn how understanding a woman's sort of filter mechanism here will show women that you know them better than they know themselves. Really key component here. And page 128, you're going to learn how to get one-on-one time with a girl, even in the most crowded and loud environments, without being overly aggressive or kind of weird or creepy. And you're going to learn a ton more. I mean, it's 150 pages of punch you in the face information, and having the ability to see a woman that you think is hot, see exactly what turns her on through reading, easy to see body language cues, and knowing how to speak directly to her emotional brain and skip all the barriers that she would normally have with a guy is pretty damn helpful. If you're like me, you're probably wondering, well, how much is it all going to cost? Well, you'll be surprised at just how affordable it is. It's not going to cost you the $30,000 I spent on coaching programs, mentorship, books, and online training programs, though that was, for me, 100% worth it to learn what I know. It's not going to cost you the $10,000 for my one-on-one sessions that I charge for my time. It's not going to cost you the $3,000 for a seat in my small group boot camps. Here's what you're going to get right now. You're going to get the best-selling Tao of Badass book. It's 150 pages of attraction secrets, and of course, this ebook is worth its kilobytes in gold. When you buy the Tao of Badass, though, you'll also automatically get my bonus reports. The first is monogamy versus polyamory. It's a complete guide to dating multiple women at the same time without lying, tricking, or cheating, and a secret hidden way to eliminate jealousy altogether and have women love you for this. Women will love you for dating other women besides them. I know it sounds nuts, but I have a guide just on that. It's amazing. You're also going to get escaping the friend zone. If you've ever been trapped in the friend zone and you wanted to be more than just friends, but you didn't know how, this report will teach you the advanced techniques needed to make sure that that never happens, and how to get out of it if it does. You'll get a guide to breaking up. As you go on your journey, sort of through this process of learning how to be better and learning the secrets of attracting hotter women, you're going to have to end relationships with women along the way that you care a lot about. And in the end, at the end of the day, the reason why is because you probably are only be able to choose one of these women. So when the time comes, if you don't know exactly the steps to do in the right order, you're going to cause a tornado of pain and suffering to those women, and of course to the paint job in your car. And a lot of other really negative problems are going to happen as well. My sort of motto here is leave her better than you found her. And if you can't do that, you shouldn't be trying. So this guide will help you get through the process of breaking up that will leave you in control, it will leave you happy, and you'll be staying friends with her afterwards. And for the guys who act before this video is over, you'll also get instant access to over 6 hours of training and my personal thoughts on what will make you a complete badass with women in the author's unabridged audio commentary, which sells for $97 retail by itself. But if you want to sit in on one of my private seminars, as a special bonus to the guys who jump on board right now, I'll give you the first DVD of my Hacking Attraction course, which sells for $250 retail, where I teach only a select few students my advanced curriculum on how to recognize and play to their strengths with women, absolutely free. And if you have had problems in the past using other techniques, then this is what you've been searching for. And now if you go to the website for the Tao of Badass, you'll see that everyone else pays just $97 just for the Tao of Badass and the bonus books. And with the added bonuses, it would be a steal at $600, but it's not going to cost you $600. It won't cost you $400 either. It won't even cost you $300 because I know that the guys who learn my system go on to recommend it to as many of their friends as they can, and because many of the guys who learn my system become good personal friends of mine afterwards, and because you found sort of a loophole past that price, if you buy right now from this page, you can get the Tao of Badass, the bonus books, the author's unabridged audio commentary, and the first HD DVD of the live Hacking Attraction course, all for just $97. And that's less than you'll spend on dinner and entertainment with one date. Now, I wish I could tell you that it works for 100% of the guys who learn it, and I wish I could tell you that it works on 100% of the women you'll meet all the time. But that's not realistic. I mean, some guys just refused to try it out, and some women just have bigger issues than you'll have the patience to deal with. But I firmly stand behind the Tao of Badass, and if you check it out and you don't believe it's worth twice what you paid for it, it wouldn't be right to keep a single penny of your money. And that's why the Tao of Badass is protected by a 60-day, 100% satisfaction guarantee. Now, you can get it, try it out for 60 days and see how it fits. You're guaranteed to actually notice that more women are attracted to you. And I personally promise to get you the success with women that you've wanted. It's my mission to get this information into the hands of the guys who will use it to attract their future perfect woman. And if you don't have a mind-blowing shift in your success with women, simply let me know and I'll give you every single penny of your money back without a single question. And you can keep the bonus books forever for free as a gift just for checking it out. Just think, in less than 2 minutes from now, you can open up the secrets locked away in the Tao of Badass and begin to use the techniques inside to turn the heads of women that you know that never gave you the time of day, and young hot women that you never thought you'd wake up next to. You won't have to wait around for the mailman to put some bulky DVD on your bookshelf or have the secret sort of carelessly lying around for any woman coming over to browse through when you're in the bathroom. You'll get instant, secure access to it in minutes from now, and you'll be downloading the secrets immediately. I spent years and years learning how to attract women, and I don't know about you, but for me, this is the most important thing I could have ever learned how to do. It's important because even if I have millions of dollars and the perfectly fit body and massive amounts of respect from other men, it's all meaningless if I don't have the woman of my dreams to share it with. You've got nothing to lose and only completely badass skills to gain here. So click the Add to Cart button now and let me teach you what 98% of men around the world will never know about how women think and how to create that spark of attraction and curiosity that drives women crazy over you. Click the Add to Cart button now and you'll be taken to a secure checkout form. Enter your general information there and you'll get immediate access to the private members area where you can open the Tao of Badass for the first time. And your privacy is 100% guaranteed and your personal information is securely protected by secure SSL data encryption. In this video, you've learned how to triangulate to get a woman to subconsciously dream about kissing you. You've learned how to avoid being cheated on by the hotter woman you'll be dating, and you learned how being sort of too cool for school is like wearing a "Please Reject Me" shirt. How mastering the art of attraction and attracting beautiful women is the only way to see the kinds of success that you honestly want to see in your dating life. So scroll down this page now and click the Add to Cart button there and let me guide you through the secrets that, again, 98 or 99% of men will never know even exist about attracting beautiful women. This offer is a limited time offer, and of course it will be disappearing very, very, very soon. And if a limited number of guys are allowed access to these sort of bonuses each month, then of course, you know it's going to go away. If you don't jump on board right now, the next guy in line will take your spot. But you have a spot reserved for you right now if you click the add to cart button below, and it's yours for the taking. The only difference between you and that guy, you know, the guy who stole your girl from you or gets all the attention at the bar or turns the heads of women on the street, is knowledge unlocked within the Tao of Badass. You deserve that knowledge, and you deserve the success that, you know, that guy has with women. In fact, you deserve to be better than him. So don't settle for being second string. You know, you only live once, and it's time to take action now. I want to say thank you personally for watching this video, and I wish you the best of luck in your journey. And to the guys who click the add to cart button before the time runs out on this page and before the spots run out, I've got a special bonus video waiting for you on the inside.